So today, lads, we're going to be talking about Lexi Hull, and we are going to be talking about one of the things that she said in the article today. And I've already talked about DeWanna Bonner, which I think was the bigger point. But Lexi Hull, they are turning on Lexi Hull. And I'm gonna wait at 24 hours just to see. Lexi Hull's being called every slur under the sun. She's being called racist. She's been called everything. They've turned on Lexi Hull. They've turned on Lexi Hull like, oh, I mean this when I say this. There's already a tweet. I need to see if I can find it here. A tweet with like 1,000 likes, or tweet a couple of hundred likes, saying to kick Lexi Hull out of Unrivaled after this interview. So this is what she said. Lexi Hull for Glamour magazine. There's a level of jealousy when it comes to the Fever, which there is. Just because of media attention and the fans that have shown up for us ever since Caitlin got here, we've heard people and players and teams talking in their locker room about we can't let the Fever win. And by the way, if you think this is wrong, you don't get sports. If you think this is not happening, you just have never been in a sports locker room before. Teams use anything as motivation. They use anything. And that is the easiest way to just get motivation for that, like. And then she also said here, if you have extra motivation to beat us because of something out of our control, that's fine. If it's what takes you guys to come and try hard, she says. I think it's a little bit as needed across the league. Everyone should feel like they're getting everyone else's best, and I do feel like we get everyone else's best. They know that. Let's be completely honest. She came from the Mercury, and the Mercury, I've never seen a team like the Nate Tibbetts Mercury, like go at a player like the Nate Tibbetts Mercury went at Caitlin Clark. I'm not joking, they put Natasha Cloud guarding Aaliyah Boston so they could switch screens because they were so scared of the pick and roll. They were so scared. They literally benched Brittany Griner purely because Caitlin was killing her so badly in the pick and roll. They benched who was one of their best players. She averaged 18 points a game last year. They benched her. And Howard came from Dallas. Ari came from LA. Ari McDonald herself. She didn't shoot her second free throw so that she could deny Caitlin Clark the ball. She had another free throw to go. So she came from LA last year. She was in Phoenix. Sid Colson was in Vegas. Natasha Howard was in Dallas. The players aren't just making that shit up. These other players were part of locker rooms that wanted to beat the Fever. Let's be real. We saw Sophie Cunningham throw a blind elbow at the entire Fever team when she played for the Mercury. If you are as a player, if you didn't want to go and give the Fever your best and beat down the Fever, and you were on a rival team, I don't want you. I absolutely, as a free agent, I do not want you. Like, I want free agents that want to win against anyone who will make shit personal. Because that's how the Indiana Fever managed to do it. I think that DeWanna Bonner, the reason the Fever were so close is because DeWanna Bonner quit on their team. I stand by that. You see it from Lexi Hull. I think the reason this team is so close was because DeWanna Bonner quit on the team. Because she quit. But yeah, it's just one of those situations where everybody knows, and people are like, oh, it's a bit of jealousy. It's like, well, yeah, no shit. Like, if there's ever a thing as called such as justified jealousy, I'm sorry, could you imagine if for years you have imagine for years, you're playing games with 2,000 fans, and you're playing in Atlanta, Even a half full 3,000-seater stadium. And then suddenly, you're playing in front of 18,000 people at your home gym, all wearing jerseys of a different team. Like, you'd want to go out and beat that team. You would. You would absolutely want to go out and kill that team. It's human nature. It is human nature. But it's one of those things where people just don't seem to understand that it's not even like personal shots being like, oh, there is, if you want it, maybe even if you don't want to say the word jealousy, I don't really care. Like it is what it is. Like to say in life that we're not jealous, like nobody's jealous of it. You've never been jealous of another person. Of course not. Like there are friends I've gone to and I'm like genuinely jealous of the houses they have. Like you can be jealous of the fact that, I don't know, like as a basketball player, I stopped growing at 6'1" at 13 years old, and there's 6'9" people that have the same game as me, and the difference is, it's a difference between end of the bench guy in the second tier of Ireland and playing D1 or D2. Like, is that much of a difference? Of course there is, and it's fine to have. And so many people have professional jealousy for people in other jobs in different aspects of life, and that's fine. That's fine. It's a normal human emotion. But people are going to attack Lexi Hull for that shit. They are. I want to just see some of the post engagements here. Jealous of what? They won the Commissioner's Cup. The fact that everybody... Lexi, please, you're the opposing team. Of course they don't want you to win. A word of advice, young millennial. Get off social media. The goal of team sports is to let other people win. I absolutely don't think that... Like, the Vegas Aces are probably not one of those teams. Anytime you watch the three playing Caitlin like Game 7 of the finals, I actually don't think the Aces do, in fairness. I actually don't think the Aces do. But it's like, I thought Lexi Hull was different. Oh my god. Like they're like, letting teams win. People don't realize the difference. Like no one who's played sport knows, like anyone who's played sport knows the difference where we're like, we can't let that team win. It's like, oh, we can't let that team win. Versus just going out there and trying to win. Like everybody knows the difference. But anyway, yeah, it's a it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, Lexi, they're turning on Lexi. They're turning on Lexi, and I just want to see the first time there's a 25,000 like tweet that calls her a racist before I go fully into that. But she's not wrong. She's absolutely not wrong. It's FIFA versus everybody. And it has been and always will be. And with that being said, unless the FIFA really lowball Lexi Hull, she's going nowhere.